What's going on, YouTube? It's Bull Corey back in another video, man. Today I wanted to talk about identity and how that forms into your addition of good habits and subtraction of bad habits. And this is very important. This is super duper important. And there's three pillars to this. It's a triangle. I'll put it up on the screen. But one of them is neuroscience and neurochemistry or something. Basically, the dopamine rewards, I believe, from doing the habit. The second one would be your systems, so your environment and the way that you do things and how you go about your life and the things that you have set up in order to make that habit possible. And then the third one is your identity, and so who you believe you are, and that has a big effect on how much you do the good habits and how much you do the bad habits. So I'm gonna speak from my personal experience with this, because this was a huge part of mine. I realized that in my heyday, back in, not my heyday, but back in high school and stuff like that, I had a bad self-image. I did not feel good about myself. I did not say good things about myself in my own brain. And so that had a lot to do with the way I carried myself and the way that I came across to other people too. I would always say that I'm lazy. I would always think that I'm weak. When people talk to me, I don't know what to say. I would always think that I have no style. I would think that I have no confidence. I would literally think these things in my mind. And so that's part of my identity. And I would think that I'm lazy. I would think that I'm a procrastinator, right? And all these things, like I genuinely thought that about myself. Not only was I doing it, but I thought that way about myself. And so this made it actually pretty difficult when it comes to even doing YouTube. This was the first thing that I ever really had a strong ambition for, because I was doing YouTube videos back in middle school, and I kind of tapered off towards high school. But a little bit after high school into college, when I really wanted to lock in and really do the YouTube more, it was hard for me to be disciplined with it and make a lot of videos and to talk a lot and to edit videos a lot and just put in the work and script and do all that stuff, because I didn't see myself as somebody that worked hard. I didn't see myself as somebody that put in long hours and sat there with writing in journals and stuff like that. Like, I didn't see myself as someone that does that type of stuff. I saw myself as someone that just played video games all day, lollygagged, scrolled social media, had no confidence, had no money, had no drip, etc. That's how I saw myself. And so when it comes to doing any type of work, going to the gym, when I wanted to start going to the gym consistently, it was hard for me to do that too, because I just didn't feel like I was a hard worker. And so I had to force myself to do it. I had to literally force myself to go to the gym every single day in order to kind of recalibrate that identity I have of myself. When it comes to especially waking up early, this was a big thing. This was something that really changed me. When I started waking up early, it was earlier this year, and I started waking up at 5 a.m. and I was doing a whole bunch of shit. I was journaling, meditating, going to the gym, all at like 5 o'clock a.m., 4:50, 5 o'clock a.m. And when I tell you that stuff was hard to do in the beginning, it was because I didn't have that identity that I was that type of person. I had never been that type of person before that woke up early and started working immediately. What the fuck? Like I was that type of person where if I had happened to wake up early at like 3 or 4 o'clock a.m., I would view that as like extra time to play video games. You know, I would get on the game and start playing until it gets to like 7 a.m. when I have to go to school and shit. You know, I would view that as like extra time to goof off. You know, I never ever did work in that time period, ever. Same thing happened with working out in the morning when I first started doing that, because I started working out in the morning before I started journaling and stuff in there. And I used to get up early to work out, and it wasn't part of my identity, like I said, so it just made it that much harder. Even though it's hard to do already, but it makes it that much harder if you don't feel like this is even you. Anything regarding hard work was something that I had to drastically overcome my negative thoughts about. And so the difference now is that, for example, I had a 5 a.m. workout, kickboxing, the other day, and I remember how easy it was for me to just hop up, get ready real quick, throw on some clothes, get my stuff ready, and then just hop in the car and go. Even though it was pitch black outside, I knew I was about to go through hell in a workout, But I was moving swiftly. I was just going. I was chill about it. It wasn't hard for me to do it. There was no resistance. And I mentally caught that because I remember when getting up at 5 a.m. to do something hard was met with extreme resistance. And a lot of times I didn't even do it. There would be times where I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and I know I have to meditate, journal, and go to the gym, but I'll literally just lay in the bed and I didn't do any of that shit. Okay, like, so this is a complete difference from what I am now. And when I got up and I just hopped up and I did that shit, and I remembered it was because I had done that earlier. I know for a fact that I'm the type of person that can get up at 5 a.m. and go do something hard, go do a workout, go do something difficult, some delayed gratification type of shit at 5 a.m. Like, I know for a fact that I can do that because I've done it several times before, countless times. So it's part of my identity now. And so I'm like, I know that I can do that whenever I need to, and I do that. And so it wasn't hard for me at all. And so that was crazy. And it's the same thing with going to the gym. You know, back then going to the gym was a chore. I had to make myself go to the gym. But now, if I miss a day, or especially a couple of days of going to the gym, like, I feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, who am I? Like this isn't me. Like, what am I doing? Like, it feels worse when I miss a day than going to the gym. You know, that's how you know you're at the point where it's in your identity, for sure. If I don't go to the gym for a day, then I know that, and it's heavy on my mind. And then if I don't go for another day, which is a bit rare, then it'll be like, oh shit, like, red alert, red alert, red alert. You need to go to the gym as soon as possible. Because sometimes I don't even plan on going to the gym. Sometimes I'll just be in the area doing some work on the laptop or whatever. And then I finish that and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, let me go to the gym. You know, man, I just pull up to the gym and just do a workout. And I would never have done that if I didn't have that in my identity. If I wasn't used to going to the gym, if I didn't view myself as an active person who works out a lot and will just go to the gym on a whim, just randomly. The reason this is important is because this got put to the test recently when I went to kickboxing class, because it was really hard. And I could have quit. Right, I could have quit in that moment when it's really hard. You're at your breaking point. You want to quit. You want to cry and just curl up in a corner and just leave me alone. Stop. Like, you want to do that, but I didn't see myself as a quitter anymore. I don't see myself as the type of person that quits on shit. And so what did I do? I just kept going, and now that identity is even more reinforced than it was the first day that I started. And so what I realized is that this comes with everything. This comes to everything in your life. This comes to approaching people. Like, I didn't approach anybody when I was younger, bro. I was scared to talk to people. I remember if there was a person that I had seen, if I knew them, for example, let's say I knew them in middle school and I see them in high school somewhere else. They left the middle school and I just see them around one day. Past me would never have spoken to them. Past me would never go up to them. Hey, what's up, man? Remember you? Da-da-da. Nowadays, I do that type of shit. I be seeing people that I recognize. I'm like, yo, what up, bro? You know, you remember me? Or not really that, but, you know, I just start up a conversation. And just even strangers, right? You walk up to somebody, you just start talking, and it's never as bad as you really think, bro. And so now that's part of my identity, you know? And so it's like, shit, I be doing it all the time. I be doing it just normally without even thinking about it. Because it's just, I see myself as a social person. I see myself as somebody that has the balls to go do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that it's a lot easier. If I see myself as a weird, insecure freak, then going up to a cute girl or going up to some jack guy would make me uncomfortable. It would be like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm not the type of person that does that. I never do that. I'm a recluse. Like, if I say I'm an introvert, if I tell myself that I'm an introvert, I don't talk to other people, then I'm not going to do it. It's going to be really, really hard to do it. It's going to come across as weird. But if I see myself as a social person, I see myself as a confident guy who can just go up and talk to somebody and it'll be cool, it'll be chill, then that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, your perception is your reality. You know, so it's all about how you see yourself. If you see yourself as the type of person that goes to the gym every day, if you see yourself as the type of person that works hard and goes after what he wants and accomplishes it, then you're going to be doing that all the time. You're always going to do that. You're not gonna sit and wallow in shit because you don't see yourself as the type of person that does that. I don't eat cake and ice cream and cookies and bullshit because I don't see myself as the type of person that just sits there and just eats a bunch of desserts and gets fat. Like, I don't see myself as the type of person that does that. I see myself as the type of person that eats a lot of protein, eats a lot of fruits, and I go to the gym a lot and I'm staying healthy and I have a nice physique. That's what I see myself as. So I don't do things that don't align with that. Does that make sense? Like, any bad habits you have, whether it's playing video games, whether it's eating junk food, whether it's not going to the gym, you have to see yourself as the type of person that I don't play video games. Like, I'm a busy guy. I have a social life. I have a lot of things to do. I don't play video games, or I don't spend hours and hours on video games. I don't spend my whole life on video games. If I don't eat a bunch of dessert just for no reason, just because I'm bored. I'm not the type of person like that. I'm not a binge eater. You know, I don't see myself as that type of person, so I'm not going to do that because it works both ways. If you say I don't see myself as a healthy person, then of course you're not going to eat healthy every day because you don't see yourself as that type of person. So it's going to feel unnatural. It's going to feel weird. You're going to feel like if you did that, you're going to want to go back to who you were. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to go back to the desserts and shit. So it's all about your identity. That's the biggest part. So if you can shape your identity, then you can shape your reality. And so what I had to do is actively shape your own thoughts. Like, you have to manually input thoughts into your mind. Like, I have to say, I'm not the type of person that does that. Like, I literally think in my mind that. And then if I get an urge to, let's say, eat a bunch of cake and ice cream and shit, then I'll catch it in my mind. I'll be like, no, like, don't do that. And I'll tell myself, like, no, you're not the type of person that does that. You're not going to do that. You're not going to sit here. This happened the other day, bro. This literally happened the other day because we had a lot of food that day. And I had already eaten a slice of pizza. I had already eaten a burger. I had already eaten waffles and eggs and stuff that morning. And then I had eaten one little cone of ice cream, a small little mini cone. And then there was like some cakes and stuff. There was cookies and there was a whole bunch of shit there. And there was a whole bunch of pizza. This was the thing. There was a whole bunch of pizza there too. And me, as a person who, I used to be the type of person that if there was a lot of pizza, I would eat a lot of pizza, right? Because I just love pizza. And so I'll be like, if there's 3 boxes of pizza, I'm getting like fucking 5-6 slices. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of person I am. I eat a lot of pizza. I love pizza. But that day, specifically, there was a whole bunch of pizza and it was deep dish too, which added to the fact. I was like, I don't see myself as the type of person that just binge eats pizza anymore. You know, I don't see myself as the type of person that just eats a bunch of fat shit anymore. Like, I couldn't bring myself to do it. I had 2 pieces, I think, but I couldn't bring myself to just eat more and more and more because I know what it does to my body. I know that I'm gonna have to work out even harder if I wanted to get that off. I know a whole bunch of other shit that goes along with that. Like, I view myself as a health conscious person, someone that knows the calories and knows what protein is, and I know how certain things work. And so I'm not just gonna eat a bunch of pizza without thinking about it like I used to. I used to just gobble like Cookie Monster, just eating a bunch of pizza without even thinking about it until it's over. I don't see myself as the type of person to do that anymore. I see myself as the type of person that is conscious about what I'm putting in my mouth. And so I'm not gonna just put anything in my mouth. Pause. I'm not just gonna put everything in my mouth. Pause. So that's really it. And there was pop too. There was pizza, pop, like all the shit that I used to love, bro. Like, I didn't see myself as the type of person that just eats pizza and pop in a meal. Like, that's my meal. Pizza and pop. You know, like, that's some kid shit. You know, like, I don't see myself as the type of person that does that shit anymore. So I didn't do it. I think I ended up making a sandwich or something. So it really just comes down to how you see yourself, bro. And it's hard to do it in the beginning when you see yourself as a weak person or a whack person or a, lazy person or whatever. So you have to be aware that your thoughts are what make your reality. So don't allow yourself to have any negative thoughts. This is going to take a long time to perfect this craft of catching your own thoughts mid-thought and then re-correcting it. But you have to practice doing it. You have to get used to doing it. So anytime you have a negative thought, do not allow yourself to have a negative thought, like, at all. Anytime I think anything negative of myself, I immediately, like, throw it away in my mind. Like, I throw away that thought. I don't think any negative thoughts about myself. I always, even if I thought a negative thought, I would come back with something positive about myself. Like I literally, that's the type of shit that I do because I've trained myself to be aware of it. Like no, like it's like a blocker. Like fuck that. No, like I block out negative thoughts from my own mind. And so once you can get good at that, that's how you get good at just doing more shit. And then eventually you won't have to do as much work blocking it out. It'll just become natural. You just won't think that many negative thoughts, or you'll have an auto blocker, like I said, and you'll just think more positive thoughts anyway. Like I'm like, if I told you how many times I'd be thinking, man, I'm him, bro. Like let's fucking go. Like I did that shit, bro. Like if I told you how many times I think that throughout the day, you wouldn't even believe me, because I let myself think that, even if I didn't do anything that warrants that type of reward cycle in my mind, I'll still let myself think that, because I know that it's all about positive thoughts and positive reinforcement. So anything that I did negative, even if I tripped and fell and shit, if I did something embarrassing, I don't even let that into my mind. I don't even care about it. I block out everything that's negative that can affect me, because I know how important your thoughts are. So this is all about knowing how important your thoughts are and recorrecting them and redefining them so you can shape your new identity into someone that does the things that you want to do, does the things that you know that will help you in the long run, and then you'll be a better person because of it. So yeah, bro, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe for more value, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.